What's up, guys? Welcome back to the next weapon showcase for Toukiden 2. This time we're going to be doing the new weapon, the other new weapon, rather, the Sword and Shield. Ta-da, there it is. This one, in addition to the chainsword, have been added for Toukiden 2, in addition to some, as I've said before, quality of life adjustments for some of the other weapons. Again, we'll be going just us. Fun stuff. But yeah, the Sword and Shield is not a complicated weapon, but it requires a bit more finesse and patience, I think. Okay, so you've got two stances first and foremost. I mean, you've got your regular square combo. There you go. See, regular square combo. Pretty basic. But you've got two stances. As you can see below our focus meter, you can see a little shield with a little bar next to it. That is our weapon gauge, I guess you could say. Now, what that's responsible for is giving extra power to our other stance. Fuck you. Okay, so the other stance you can activate by hitting circle. But first I'll go over some of the other abilities that are in defensive stance. This is what we're currently in, defensive stance. So, regular square combo, pretty basic. You've got a double jab upward if you hit triangle twice, and you're not hitting forward on the D-pad. If you are hitting forward on the D-pad, you can actually charge this one. You'll do a rushing lunge, which you can do once, and only once. So there's that. Ow. Circle is responsible for all of your mode changes or your stance changes. Now, when you're using Sword and Shield, you can also do this, which is block. It's pretty basic. However, imps, if one of you would please come over here and attack me. No? The one time they don't want to attack me? Well, what you can do is, if your focus lasts out, you can actually hit a direction in with the left stick. It'll do this. Now, if you can manage to intercept an attack with that, you will actually do a counter attack. Right there. I did it with a rock that was thrown off. But yeah, I can't take off the belly just yet, Rockman, because I don't have my weapon my weapon art filled up. But I can try. Alright, so hang on a second. I didn't get a counter. Whatever. Oh, I forgot that you jump in the air with that. Alright, well, I'm not going to use that to break his stomach, apparently. Which is fine. There we go, okay. Right, so, the other things that you... Oh my god. The other things that you can do with the Sword and Shield while you're in defensive stance... There's so many! And I will attempt to show you how to maximize damage with the weapon. Hang on a second. I just gotta fucking deal with these motherfuckers. Okay, so... The next ability that you have with the Sword and Shield is if you hold circle, you will go into this stance. Now, you can then hit square, triangle, circle, or X and square. X by itself cancels out the actual thing that you're using. But the way that works is, as you attack things with it, like say for instance I hit him with square 4 times, if I don't get hit by an imp, which I can't guarantee. But after you hit an enemy 4 times, you will then gain that final attack, and depending on the attacks that you use to precede it, you will do one of 2 different attacks. You'll either do that little horizontal slice, which doesn't do a whole lot of damage, or, say for instance, let's see if I can get this. If you do 4 different attacks, hang on, I think I missed with one of them. Ah, fucking imps! Swear to God, I'm trying to show something here. So, oh, you motherfucker. Okay. These assholes. Okay, see how we're purple like that and we just did 2 slashes? That's the upgraded version of that final hit. Let's see if I can do it again. There we go. Double slash. Okay, so yeah, that's the upgraded version of that. He's almost dead. The upgraded version of that attack. Now, when your weapon gauge is full, and it doesn't have to be full. Yeah, in before the monster dies, before full demonstration. No, it's okay. It's okay, I got this. Now, when your weapon gauge is full, and it doesn't have to be full, but when it's full, you'll gain bonus damage to your offensive stance. Now, to initiate offensive stance, you just hit circle. There you go. That's offensive stance. And as you are in offensive stance, your weapon gauge will actually lower, as you can see. Now, ways to mitigate that is, if you want to do that, you can actually just turn it off, and then rebuild your gauge. But it doesn't have to be full in order to utilize offensive stance, like I said. Now, when you start it, you will then do... You son of a bitch. You will actually do a double slash, like that. Ta-da! Pretty basic. Now, the other thing you can do to exit the stance, which will get you a different attack, is you can hold down circle. It'll actually charge up. You don't have to charge up all the way. But that's it. If you hit something, you'll actually do bonus damage, which is pretty cool. Now, other things that you can do with the stance is... Okay. You son of a bitch. When you're in offensive stance, if you do a dodge, like this, and then hit square, you'll then drag your blades across the ground. Now, I think that's called Death Marker or Death Maker or something like that. Basically, if you touch an enemy while you're doing that, they will automatically be hit. Doesn't require any follow-up buttons. So I actually didn't even hit any buttons after the attack. So yeah, that's all the game doing the damage for me. Right there. Other things you can do, you can hit square and X to do this attack, which is just a multi-hit. If you hit square with it, you'll do extra hits. So that's it without hitting any additional inputs. Just like 3 quick stabs. And then you can, you know, extend it and all that. Now, your triangle move, I think, got the short end of the stick. It's just a wide sweeping attack. That's it. It's just meant to hit multiple targets. That's it. Pretty basic. Can't charge it up or anything. It's just, yeah. I mean, you can chain it into your other attacks if you want, but it's not going to be something you're really going to be using very much, if I'm being honest. There you go. But yeah, that's basically all there is to Sword and Shield. I mean, it's fairly powerful, as you can tell. I accidentally almost killed the ogre without trying. But yeah, it's pretty powerful. It's got really good DPS. It focuses a lot on evasion, especially if you're in the offensive style, because you can do this whenever you want. You can actually dodge out of it and go into another Deathmaker if you want. As long as your stamina lasts, you can keep doing it. Are there other attack properties for the weapon? How do you mean, Ninja? How do you mean? But yeah, that's basically it as far as the Sword and Shield is concerned. It's got a lot of DPS potential. As long as you can focus keeping an eye on your weapon gauge and then swapping in and out of your stances where applicable. I think that if you're fighting a target, like a single target, using the defensive stance actually might be better for you, whereas if you're fighting a lot of small targets, or, like the Ogre, a big target with a lot of small targets near it, using the offensive style is actually more to your advantage, because you can get a lot of collateral damage, along with Deathmaker, which is your evasive attack, which is very useful, as you could tell, for hitting multiple enemies, because you're not confined to hitting a single enemy when you're using the evasion maneuver, the Deathmaker or Deathmarker. Whatever enemy you come in contact with gets hit. Doesn't matter. But yeah, little things to keep in mind with it are pretty good. Let's see. But yeah, that's going to do it for that one. If you guys liked it, feel free to hit that like button, leave a comment down below, so on and so forth. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye. And let's see. Like, for example, the Charge Blade in Monster Hunter, some attacks have